Hey everybody! So this is a different type of stream we got going on. We're doing a daytime stream. We're going to be doing the nighttime stream as well, don't worry. But a lot of these Nancy Drew games are getting kind of long. And I do not have the energy to do another 5-6 hour stream every night. So I'm going to try to break it up a little bit. And do some of the case during the day. And then try to finish the case at night. Maybe even get a head start on the other cases. So we're doing Curse of Blackmoor Manor. So let's actually chill out music. So let's do this. Turn that off. All right, let's see. I did change kind of the how should I say it? Template, the overlay, and hopefully it winds up looking good. I just didn't like how it was blowing up the screen. So.
Welcome to my latest case, the Curse of...
There we go.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England. Although right now I'm not so sure about the jolly part. That's because I'm on my way to Blackmoor Manor, where the daughter of one of our neighbors is living. The daughter, whose name is Linda, recently married Hugh Penbelin, a British diplomat. Hugh travels a lot, so the only people at the manor with Linda are Hugh's aunt, Mrs. Drake, and Hugh's 12-year-old daughter, Jane. The thing is, ever since Linda moved into the manor, her health has gone downhill. She's practically bedridden, and no one seems to know why. Her mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out what. So here I am, about to be dropped off at a huge centuries-old mansion in the middle of a dark, foggy moor. I can't tell whether the butterflies in my stomach are because I'm excited or just a tad creeped out. Talk to you soon. I hope. Nancy.
Night, miss. Good luck.
Nancy. Who's there? Hello? There's something out there!
Where, child?
Creepy!
Over there! I mean, something was out there.
Come in.
Creepy!
I'm Mrs. Drake. I take it you are Nancy Drew?
Yes, and I really did see something, Mrs. Drake. I heard something, too.
Oh, people are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night, especially you Americans. Why don't you just go on up to your room? It's the one with the moon on the door.
I'd like to see Linda, if I could.
I'm afraid Linda is, not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've unpacked. I'll be in the conservatory.
All right, thank you.
Oh, this is an interesting room. Ludi sign, Gaudio Ludi non sunt. Crest. Nothing in the suitcase anymore?
Wonder what goes there. Something fits in here, but what?
Constellations. Equinoctium Vernum. Solstium. Equinoctium autumnalis. Autumn. It's fall equinox. Bruma.
A tripod. For a camera, maybe?
No, I'd say given the window, a telescope. Can't see. Call Hugh.
I'm sorry, I cannot take your call right now. Either leave me a message at the embassy or call me back later. Thank you.
That is quite painting. Box. So that's what, a lion? Is a dragon or a snake? That's a lynx. Okay. Explored the room well enough. In there.
Oh, Ethel, do I have to learn this?
Yes, I'm afraid you do.
If I do well, can we play a game?
Yes, but only in French.
Oh.
Busy? Interesting. Go down, I guess. Can only go up. Creepy.
Oh, forget it. Stay in Italy as long as you want, then. Some kind of husband you're proving to be. It's not all in my head. Don't bother.
Awkward.
This must be Mrs. Drake's room. Guess she's not in her room. Oh, it's just a parrot.
Scared ya?
No, you didn't.
Did you?
What's your name?
Lolo.
Lulu?
Lolo.
Okay, I get the point. Lulu.
Lolo.
Do you by any chance know Latin?
Quiste rogavit, bene vidi vici, semper ubi sub ubi, morituri status.
I'll take that as a yes. Would you mind translating something for me?
Fire away.
I can't.
Bruma?
The longest day of the year is solstitium, the summer solstice. The shortest day is bruma, the winter solstice.
Winter.
Equinoctium vernum is a spring equinox. Equinoctium autumnalis is a fall equinox. Day equals night. Lulu's always right.
Bye,
Wow.
bird.
Don't leave me. I love you.
Okay then. Alright, so that's translated.
I need the key.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid bird.
Vivet. Bene vivat.
The time has come for... Hello.
How good are you at giving hints?
Tell your troubles to Lulu.
I could use a hint when it comes to that weird
Oh, it's
star
the bird
box
for hints?
that's in
That's
my
fine.
room.
Ding dong, sing along. Brigitte's coat, be sure to note. Pretty tune, stars and moon. Favorite night, your delight.
Bye, bird.
Okay.
Cheerio.
No idea what that means. Omnia.
Looks like a piece is missing.
Piece of arrow is missing. Omnia Vincit Amor. Something about love.
Looks like a piece is missing.
Full moon.
I need something else for this.
It looks like Hermes. The messenger. Tempest feet?
Looks like a piece is missing.
Zeus?
Looks like a
lightning
piece
bolt.
is missing.
So there's some Greek mythology. The knight is missing a head.
Looks like a piece is missing.
In hoc signo prosperitas. Victim in video silente. Something about silence. Fit quado die volunt. The causa est. Three. Anima maxima sunt. Age pro viribus. Res longa. What? Oh, he's got a gargoyle. That gargoyle's behind him. Novus Mundus. Judo and yeah. Eins, yeah, Arsenal. That is quite a lot to take in. Got a telescope. Oh, that's her room. Ludi sign gaudio, ludi non sunt. That's that same from the bedroom Nancy's in. So telescope. E sic omnis. Vis vivat. What? Imperditi. Oh, there's the bird. Here, ores ad animum. Human. Pergamentum. And that must be Hugh. The Greek. Oh, just like go fish? Yeah, it is go fish. Sweet. Oh, hi. Hi, Dad. What's going on? Ah! Oof. How are you doing? Crap. Oh, yeah, online, so I wanted to stop in and say hello. Hello. Yeah, some of these Nancy Drew games are starting to get long, and I don't want to do 5-6 hour streams at night. So, got my flute. Oh. So, I'm gonna try to split some of them up. Oh, I lost that too. Sitting at work right now. Oh, fun. Ah! Nope, still don't have it. This. Oh. Me? I've gotten 1, 2, 3, this is 4. No? 5. I should win this, I think. Lost that one. Ah, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2. A tie, really?
Sorry, Betty, you lose.
Oh, wait, do I technically? Did I? Oh, sucks. How's work treating you? Hello.
Ah, yes. Are you here from the agency? It's about time.
No, I'm Nancy Drew, a friend of Linda's.
How do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee. I'm researching the Penvillen family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing much has been written about the Penvillens. Until now.
Why do you think that is?
It might have something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has something to do with the family treasure.
Uh-oh, a
Scandalous
treasure.
history?
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say. And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor beast.
Who was the family member?
Eleanor Penvillen,
Eleanor?
tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650. Quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumored that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
Cromwell?
Oliver Cromwell? Ironsides? I suppose they don't teach history any longer in the U.S. Lady Penvillen was a rather vocal critic of Cromwell's policies and helped many of his enemies flee the country.
I imagine you probably like it more when it's not slow and you've got something to do, right?
Although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells. Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
When I arrived here, I saw some kind of creature with red eyes outside.
Perhaps it was the Blackmoor beast.
What's that?
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling the moors. They asked the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvillen, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's
not a big deal.
whom she had cursed for finding out too much about.
No, I just asked if you preferred it like when it's not slow, when you actually have, I guess you could say things to do to pass the time. Probably prefer that.
Penvillin secret?
For centuries, the Penvillins have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret.
Who are all those paintings of in the Great Hall?
Those are the Penvillins who owned Blackmoor Manor at one time or another.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Goodbye. Fascinating piece, isn't it? James Penvillin sculpted it in 1591, although it appears that wand...
I like it slow as that
added
means
later.
things are not broken.
He was quite
oh,
a
well, you know what?
flamboyant
That
figure
does
who
make
never
sense.
married. One day, a
I'm the
child
IT
appeared
admin
quite
for a company.
mysteriously
Oh,
in the
okay.
castle, and he
I
took
knew you
her
worked
as
in
his
IT, I
That was
think.
Eleanor.
But
And
wasn't
many of the
sure as
townsfolk
in the
believed
role.
her to be a
Flows good
changeling
means I'm doing
or
my job.
fairy
Good.
baby. Achoo!
Viewed the door off.
Spasiba.
What? Did I just hear? Novels, 18th century.
Those are mainly Penelope Penvillin's collections of French novels. She was a patron to a raft of artists, and her salon was quite popular. She was quite the libertine, even kept her maiden name after her marriage.
Oh ho.
Achoo!
Gesundheit.
Donka.
Hey, that man sneezes a lot. Eh? Oh. Okay.
Interesting. I'm researching Philippe Penvillin, and it appears that many scholars believe he was a pirate. That would explain his source of wealth. I doubt you'll find much of interest in there. They're mainly law books. Charles Penvillin was a prominent judge in the 16th century. Sad to say, he lost his son at a young age, left his estate to his grandson, Thomas.
Okay.
Those manuscripts are very old and brittle. They date back to the 14th century. Odo Penvillin collected most of them. His father, Randolph, and son Milo were rather more interested in military victories than in book collecting.
I am trying to make a note of all of this. It is... Because I have a feeling that's gonna come into play is the family line.
Achoo!
À tes souhaits.
Jeez.
Merci.
Do you mind if I use this computer?
No, not at all. But it's very old. Feel free to use mine if I'm not here.
Who's Alan?
Alan Penvillin was a noted researcher in computers and languages. Jane let me into his computer, but there was nothing much of interest on it.
What's the password?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I get to that. Okay. Alright, conservatory is that way.
Wonder what happened in there.
Please stay out of the kitchen until the fire damage is repaired. Brigitte? Sponsor of the Essex Cricket Club, 1701. Sports? Lady? Alrighty then. Is there a gargoyle there? There is. Alright. Conservatory.
Looks like John Pendleton may have developed some of the plants that are in here himself.
So John was like a botanist? Well. Yeah.
Doesn't work. A carnivorous plant. Cool.
Ooh. Oh.
All settled in? Good. I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I must insist that you act respectfully and civilly while you stay with us. Since my nephew Hugh is away on business, I am in charge of this household. And if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's noise. Hugh's daughter Jane is staying with us and would very much like to meet you, but please try not to distract her. She has her studies and mustn't be disturbed during her lessons.
Is anyone else staying here?
We do not have any permanent house staff, if that's what you mean. The Penvillans have always been self-reliant. We get on quite well without being continuously mollycoddled by a squadron of insipid, gossiping ne'er-do-wells. Now, we do have two other house guests. Are Mr. Nigel Mukherjee, who is researching the Penvillan family history in the library, and Ethel Bossany, Jane's tutor.
Do you know what's wrong with Linda?
Can you get to knock out some things? We'll talk to you later. Have a good
Linda
stream.
simply
Thank you,
needs
Dad.
some
Thanks for
time to
stopping
adjust
in.
to her new living situation.
I hope work goes well
England
and
is
you don't
not
have
the
to
United States. We do things differently. Or
do
should
any
I
big
say
fixes.
properly here. The doctor believes it's just a case of nerves.
Her mother told me she refuses to let anyone see her. Is that true?
I don't know, and the
It's every
doctors
water.
don't know. No one seems to know anything. All I've been told is that Linda is unwell and that in her stead, I must look after matters. Now, please, I really do not have time to entertain you. You may have the run of the house, but do not break anything, and refrain from mucking about with items that aren't yours. Two rules Jane seems incapable of following. And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox. I've made arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us. There should be a programmed number for them on the phone in your room. Feel free to order whatever you'd like.
Can you tell me about Lulu?
Lulu is a very old parrot. She must be over 80 years old. Please be very careful with her, especially if you feed her. Parrots have quite delicate constitutions, you know.
Do you know what the password is for the computer
She
in the
would not
library?
know.
No, that was my brother's toy.
I'm concerned about that thing I saw outside.
It was purely your imagination, unless you saw a stray dog. But I will not countenance any histrionics about this issue. We have enough to worry about with Linda. And please do not get any ideas about going outside to investigate. I do
Jeez.
not want you tracking mud all over this house.
Goodbye.
Run along.
Do you have allergies, Mrs. Drake?
Oh, yes. Hay fever. Although I'm not at all sure what's worse, my allergies or that medication. It makes me feel as if I'm about to float right out of my shoes.
Messing with her plants is probably not a good idea.
Who's hungry? Who's ready for some nummies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
Okay. Okay, where... Oh, my to-do list.
Check. That's done. Check. That's done.
To her room after 2. Oh yeah, that's right, I can do web search. Just a reminder that your current phone plan does not allow for the sending or receiving of emails outside the continental United States. Hopefully your decision not to upgrade to a more flexible, albeit somewhat more expensive plan has not caused you too much inconvenience. Well, you're off to England and we're off to sailing camp. Hopefully this will be the year Bess and I win the regatta instead of those snobby Maxwell twins. Bess thinks they should be disqualified for being too tan and setting a bad example for the younger campers when it comes to skincare, but I don't think the camp director is going to buy it. Anyway, no digital devices allowed, so cheerio, pip pip, and we'll talk to you when you get back. Story, hi Story, how are you doing? Congratulations on your Great Britain gig. We'll be thinking of you while we help our neighbor Mr. Bergdorf install his brand new satellite dish and big screen television. Hopefully our unselfish act of kindness will help him forget all those petunias we trampled while chasing fly balls into his yard, and will compel him to invite us over once in a while. Like whenever a major sports event is on. Good luck cracking the case. That... be here. Doing all right. How far along are you in the game? I started about 20 minutes ago, so we're actually not too far into it. We just got started. Blackmoor Manor, built in the 12th century by a warrior named Randolph the Red. Blackmoor Manor is one of the oldest residences in England. Randolph and his descendants came to be known by the ancient name for the area surrounding Blackmoor, Penvellyn. The Penvellyns have inhabited the manor ever since it was built. It was abandoned in 1650 after the owner was executed for witchcraft, but by 1750, the Penvellyns had moved back into the manor and reestablished themselves as a respectable, wealthy family, a reputation which remains to this day. So, Randolph the Red was like the first guy. Why the stars seem to move. To someone standing on the Earth as it makes its annual journey around the sun appears to move through the surrounding stars on a predictable path. The path is called the ecliptic, and the 12 constellations, groups or patterns of stars as seen from the Earth, through which the sun seems to pass, are known as the zodiac. The planets also appear to move through the zodiac, and like the constellations, they have been named after Roman and Greek gods. So, to write this of Aries, Taurus, nine, Cancer, trying to not be horrible at drawing this stuff. Wind up needing Virgo, Venus again. I can hear my daughter stomping around. Stop! Libra. Pluto. Go. Sirius. Turn. Capricorn. Uranus. Aquarius. Neptune. And Pisces. So Mars is the god of war, Venus, the goddess of love, Mercury, messenger of the gods, often portrayed with winged feet and staff, Pluto, god of the underworld, Jupiter, god of thunder and lightning, Saturn, god of time, Uranus, god of the sky, Neptune, god of the oceans. These and many other heavenly bodies appear and disappear from the sky throughout the year because the Earth is tilted on its axis at a 23.5-degree angle. Because of this tilt, the angle of the sun relative to the equator varies throughout the year, so that no day or night is ever precisely the same length. The longest day and the shortest night is known as the summer solstice, or solstium, which takes place around June 21st. The shortest day and the longest night is known as the winter solstice, or Brahma, and occurs around December 21st. The tilt of the Earth also results in the spring or vernal and fall or autumnal equinoxes around March 21st, or Equinoctium vernum, and September 21st, or Equinoctium autumnalis. The sun at noon is halfway between its highest and lowest points in the sky, resulting in days and nights that are nearly equal in length. Beast of Blackmoor. In 1557, sheep herders reported seeing a creature with gleaming red eyes, the head and fur of a wolf, and the body of a human on the moonlit moors surrounding the Blackmoor estate in Essex County, England. The sightings continued off and on for decades afterwards, sometimes accompanied by reports of missing dogs, cats, and lambs. In 1650, when the owner of Blackmoor Manor was tried and later burned at the stake for witchcraft, the number of sightings skyrocketed. The beast continued to be spotted on a fairly regular basis through the mid-18th century, but after that was rarely seen. The last reported sighting was May 1990. We just had Equinoctium something day, September 21st. So yeah, that would be, what was it? Equinoctium autumnalis. God, that's hard to pronounce. But yeah. Talk to Jane. Password, little box. Find out more about the stars and see if those star charts in my room can... go up there and try to figure that out. Halfway to the next solstice. Yep. December 21st. Brahma. Never heard it referred to as Brahma. Yule or winter... Yeah, winter solstice. There are moons in... Okay, so that's Leo. If we're talking constellations, that's Leo. That is Draco? Thinking? And then that's the Lynx. Ah. Rabbit? Fish. Probably Pisces. Let me put that down real quick. Hercules, Cassiopeia, Corvus, Lynx, Lyra, Pegasus, Sagittarius, Homo Berenices, Ursa Major, Taurus, Aquarius, Aquila. Lynx, green. Right? No. Can I figure out the... Oh! Oh, these are all on that box. So this is the winter. It's directional. Yes, maybe? So the rabbit is Lepus, Pisces, Leo, Draco. That'll be coordinating with husband. Pisces. Links. Okay, let me see if I can arrange that box. So north would be Draco. I'm thinking like it's a thing though, it's color based. See, there's blue, there's red, there's green. Just those three colors.
Maybe I should take another look at Brigitte's coat of arms.
Oh, well. This one? This Brigitte's? Oh. Okay, so north is red. Blue is like west is like a blue, like not full, but it's not half. Making a crescent, basically. Then other side, east. South is green half. Okay. So Draco. Red. I forgot the difference between waxing and waning. Waxing's getting bigger and waning's getting smaller. Link's middle, it didn't say anything. Black? Or maybe just, yes. Yo. That. Clone. This is the half green. That. Pisces. Blue. That. Now I'm gonna mess with links. Oh, maybe that.
Wonder what this is. This lens is supposed to go into a telescope that sits on a tripod.
Tripod. Got this. There's a book. Yeah.
John Penvillin.
He wrote a book. Rennie, Water Fairy. In a faraway place beside a pond, since gone dry, there lived a frog named Grinny. Grinny was content to live by himself and never ventured into the pond, for back then it was a fearsome place full of crocodiles that lurked beneath the surface, just waiting for a tasty little morsel like Grinny to swim by. But one day, a beautiful princess appeared on the other side of the pond. Like Grinny, she was by herself, for she had been unfairly banished from her father's kingdom. Sometimes at night, Grinny could hear her singing sad songs and talking to herself out of loneliness. He longed to swim across the pond so they could keep each other company, but he knew the crocodiles would eat them if he tried. So he sat on the shore, croaking mournfully in the moonlight all alone. And one day, a kind-hearted water fairy appeared in the mist above the swamp that surrounded the pond and told Grinny that she would help him cross the pond so that he and the princess could be together. Oh, hello. Those are elements. Water. Earth. Fire. And air. I still want to have this room. How, Granny asked. I cannot swim across, for the crocodiles are fast and fierce and have eaten more friends and relatives than I dare to count. You will not have to swim, the water fairy replied, for I shall make a path for you. And don't forget, crocodiles tend to hide in the middle of the pond near trees, and they hate boats. With that, a lily pad suddenly appeared in the pond in front of Grinny. Although he was still afraid, he summoned his courage and hopped into it. Then another lily pad appeared, and after that another, then another. Grinny leapt from one to the next, his tiny heart pounding in his chest. Until at long last he leapt from the last lily pad onto the dock where the princess sat. She was delighted to see the little frog, and when she realized that Grinny had made the perilous journey across the pond just to be with her, she smiled for the first time since her banishment. So grateful was she for Grinny's company that she gave the water fairy a gift, a bright red key, which the water fairy soon... All three lived happily ever after. That's like that thing in the conservatory with the frogs on it. That has... Look. My phone say what time it is? Whoa! 8 o'clock? Sheesh. Let's see if I can talk to...
Come back later, please.
If I can talk to Linda? Oh boy. And then the water fairy spent the rest of her life trying to find where the key goes. Yeah, no kidding. Gave her the key to, didn't tell her where it went to?
Linda? Hi, it's me, Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew, our friendly neighborhood detective. Well, welcome to Blackmoor Manor. I apologize for greeting you under such unusual circumstances.
So, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Well, I feel like... I feel like something really strange is happening.
Your mother is very concerned about your condition.
My condition? What's my mother told you? What her son-in-law keeps telling me?
Please
That
don't
it's
yell
all
at
in my
me.
head? That I'm just an unhappy new bride? That I just need time to adjust? I'm tired all the time, my mouth is dry, my vision is blurry. But that's not important. Here's what's important, Nancy. There are some doors that should never be opened. There are some doors that hold secrets which must never be known.
Okay.
That's everything you need to know. Now if...
Mommy, can I come in?
No. You're supposed to be in your lessons.
Lessons are over. I want to meet Nancy.
I said no, Jane.
Okay.
That was my stepdaughter. She can be such a pest sometimes. Anyway, I understand you feel an obligation to my mother, but trust me.
Please tell me you had a cell phone like that once upon a time. I'm
You're
pretty
welcome to
sure it
stay,
did.
but I strongly recommend that you go home
Dinosaur
as soon
phone.
as possible.
Please, Linda, just tell
Why
me
would I
what's
say
wrong.
that first one? Jeez.
Linda? Okay, I'll let you rest. But I'll be back. I'm here for you if you need me.
Oh yeah, I have one of those. A standard dark blue color. Soup. Okie dokie. So, hello?
Hi. You must be Nancy. I'm
Hey.
so pleased you're here. I'm Jane. I know you've come to visit my stepmom, but I'd love it if you could pop by whenever you get the chance. Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game.
Not right now. Maybe later. I'd like
Busy
to ask
being a
some
detective.
questions first.
Sure, what do you want to know? About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately.
When did she start getting sick?
I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady, all dressed in black, putting something on Mummy's nightstand.
Did you recognize the woman?
I couldn't see her face because she wore a cape with a hood. The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up.
Not right now, but maybe later.
You can come in any time you want, even if I'm not here. I've got some really smashing things. I'm so happy you've come, Nancy. I hope you can make Mummy feel better.
Okay.
There goes my cell phone. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Mrs. Petrov. How is everything?
Oh.
Have you seen Linda
Linda's
yet?
mom.
Literally speaking, no, but I did talk to her. Not that she told me anything.
I'm just about at my wit's end. I've never known her to act like this. The last doctor that examined her said that aside from a little dry skin, which is not unusual for her, she was perfectly fine.
Why is she hiding behind that curtain?
I have no idea. When I was out there last week, I got fed up and pulled the curtain back. She threw a fit, but otherwise she looked absolutely normal. A little pale, perhaps, but who wouldn't be pale, cooped up like that? Something has changed her. Something in that house. Hugh is just as bewildered and upset by her behavior as I am. Please get to the bottom of this, Nancy. You're our last hope.
Where is Hugh?
He was called to Rome. As a diplomat, he's always being called out of the country without warning and without any say in the matter. He'd much rather be there with Linda, although...
Mrs. Petrov? Are you there?
It's just that Hugh said it hasn't been very easy for him to talk to her lately. Whenever he calls, which is at least once a day, Linda always seems to fly off the handle for no reason, which doesn't make sense. Linda has always been extremely level-headed and even-tempered. She never gets angry. At least she didn't used to.
Who exactly is Mrs. Drake?
She's Hugh's aunt. She's taken care of Blackmoor Manor ever since her brother died. He was Hugh's father. She's a bit of a character.
In what way?
The way she spends all her time in that conservatory, slouching around, trowel in hand, murmuring to herself. You'd think she was burying something. Or somebody.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petrov.
Goodbye, Nancy. Oh, one more thing. My niece is on call and her husband's out of town, and I told her I'd go over there and babysit if she had to work. So if you call and I don't answer, that's why. Bye.
Down here. Wonder what a cat or dog would think of that entry. It's a pretty... what's the word? Bold. Bold. Floors, walls, everything.
This must be some kind of well, but where's the water?
Yeah, see, there's Princess the Frog.
Doesn't work. Probably because the well's empty.
Find a way to get water in there. Then act that fairy tale bedtime story, everything.
Yes?
This conservatory is very beautiful. But why isn't there any water in the well?
I'm not quite sure. We never really
Like
used
some water
it,
bottles,
but it was
maybe?
always full of water. That is until my brother died. And then it just dried up. Most of these plants were brought over by my grandfather. He was quite the adventurer. I remember when he brought back Lulu from the Amazon. At first, Mother wouldn't allow us to play with it because it had picked up too many unsuitable
what
words
is
from
going
sailors.
on?
But it gradually learned proper manners.
Goodbye.
Good evening.
Okay. Yikes. Okay. Hold on just a second. Take care of something quick. Out. Crap. I have to alt tab out. Oh. Alright, hold on. I will be right back in just a couple minutes. Holy cannoli. Alright. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. So sorry. Boy. Alright. Oh, please monitor. No. Alright, so we gotta find a way to get water into the well. Water bottles. This is gonna cut it. It's gonna need a lot of water for that. Alright. So...
Check. That's done.
Oh yeah, I gotta ask her about the password.
That's done.
If there's a telescope somewhere, ask Jane. A lot of this is ask Jane. What time is it? Probably need to flip a switch. That's possible. Go up to Jane's room though. See if I can get some more information out of her. Probably gonna make me do things. Snoop around a room. Snoop! An introduction to runes. Oh my god. Really? We're gonna do runes? Runes are a set of symbols that came to Britain with the ancient Germanic people who immigrated to the country around 450 AD. They were used throughout Northern Europe during the Dark Ages, which lasted from around 500 AD to 15. Because these symbols were used for writing, among other things, they can be termed an alphabet. The original runic alphabet was made up of 24 symbols and is known as the Elder Futhark. First 6 runes spell out the word Futhark. The runes were comprised of straight lines so that they could be easily cut into wood or stone. Oh boy. Alright, so... That... I'm writing them. Eh. Pen, please, no. Don't do that. Like a B. M. Boy. Alright. Oy. Monsters.
Nigel gave that to me when I was in the library once. I think he was hoping it would scare me, but it didn't. I'm too smart to believe in that sort of stuff.
The real deal on mummies, witches, and werewolves. Well, werewolves and vampires. Werewolves, lycanthropy. Leaky Vedas, University of Manhattan. Since ancient times, the cunning savagery of wolves has both terrified and awed the humans with whom they came into contact. In Europe, where wolves were a constant threat to livestock and allegedly to small children and lone travelers, legends as to their evil viciousness became widespread. Predictably, one of these legends involved humans who could transform themselves into wolves. These creatures were called werewolves. Were means man. And the transformation came to be known as lycanthropy. Descriptions of werewolves and the transformation process itself have varied greatly throughout the ages. Some lycanthropes assumed the precise appearance of a wolf. Others turned into something that was half human, half beast. Sometimes the change was permanent. Sometimes lycanthropes could change form at will. Sometimes environmental factors brought about the transformation. The symptoms and duration of a werewolf's condition depended entirely upon the curse that initiated that particular case of lycanthropy. In general, victims who were destined to alter their form permanently usually appeared pale. Fatigue was a frequent complaint, as well as weak vision, dry tongue, and constant thirst. These symptoms usually accompanied or were soon followed by hair growth, especially on the face and hands. Fingernails grew long, and the eyes gradually changed shape and color. The victim's personality also changed. He or she became increasingly ill-tempered and aggressive. As the transformation grew more apparent, the victim usually went into hiding, returning to society only to satisfy its newfound appetite for human flesh. For temporary victims who could change their appearance at will, or who were involuntarily transformed by the sound of a wolf's nocturnal howl or by a full moon, lycanthropic symptoms occurred not over time, but quickly, almost instantaneously. They were forced to assume human form again at sunrise, either by shedding their hair, claws, and fangs, or by taking off their skin and hiding it intact. Such a lycanthrope would reportedly suffer the same fate as its shed skin. If it was found and destroyed, the werewolf would likewise be destroyed. According to legend, those who voluntarily became werewolves obtained the ability to change their form through sorcery. Involuntary lycanthropes were people who had been cursed by someone they had wronged, or had been bitten by or born to a werewolf. Since there was no cure, and since most werewolves were thought to be immortal, these unfortunate beings were compelled to lead dark, desperate lives until they were felled by a fatal wound to the brain or heart that they could only be destroyed by a silver bullet is a modern embellishment. Psychology plays a significant role in lycanthropy. Wanting to imitate, if not actually become the thing or person that one fears the most, seems to be part of human nature. Far from being a universal phenomenon, werewolves are unknown in regions where there are no wolves. Instead, people spread tales of werebears, or were-tigers, or were-crocodiles, whichever animal is most feared. Beast! The old saying, if you can't beat them, join them, goes a long way in explaining the source and longevity of many monster legends. More important, throughout history, there have been instances of people who actually were werewolves, in their own minds at least. Convinced that they had been cursed, they presented all the physical symptoms of lycanthropy and often behaved violently. Because they fully believed that they had become werewolves, they acted like werewolves. As a result, the people around them treated them like werewolves, which only reinforced their delusion, thus trapping them in a vicious circle. This psychological disorder was no doubt prevalent in the Middle Ages, when belief in sorcery, curses, and creatures such as werewolves was commonplace. The power of suggestion cannot be underestimated, especially in places where education is minimal and superstition passes for truth. Instances of lycanthropic disorder are rare in modern times, although it is possible that many cases go unreported due to misdiagnosis or familial embarrassment. For research psychologists such as myself, information gathering is a never-ending process. If you believe you know someone who has undergone a lycanthropic metamorphosis, please contact me. It sure sounds like Linda's having this problem.
This phone number just might come in handy.
Pretty sure Linda's having werewolf issues. Okay. An easy bake oven!
Who's this?
That's my mum, my real mum. She's an opera singer. It's not like she's famous or anything, but she does live in Paris.
What is this book?
Don't know, really. Ethel gave it to me. She said it belonged to my grandfather. Do you think Brady Armstrong is cute?
Oh god, Brady Armstrong. Armstrong? No. There's the elements again. There's also the, planets? So what we have here on this page is fire. Well, there's a little bit of a difference. There's that curve one. I don't know what the curve one is. Also, curve one there too. That's Venus. Mars. Mercury. Moon. That... I don't know about that. This actually might be alchemy? And that's Jupiter. Three-headed monsters? Monsters? Oh. Okay.
Each of those cups seems to be associated with a Roman numeral.
There's this. Holy cow. I can see why this game might go for 8 hours on its estimate because of all of this mess. Wow. The dragon. So at the top there's another triangle that's upside down, and then 5, 8. There's a 4. Jeez. 1. Alone. Have you played this game before? Once, years ago. Gargoyles. Sand. Mercury plus something takes fire. Mercury plus whatever this is. Fire. Oh my god. I gotta tickle my throat. Book. Guard. Cryptic. Very cryptic. Madame Butterfly. Whoa.
That was written by Charles Penvillin way back in like the 1500s. When I read it,
Looks
it
like
seemed
a story
really
waffle.
familiar, you know?
To say the least. Oh my god. As the moon rises upon thee, fear not, but draw upon the strength of absent friends, and toast to their memories and happiness and wonder. With the stalwart heart of a knight, let charity be capitalized. Be thy guiding angel. Stay firm in knowledge as a dedicated geometer, and fear not the ravages of Father Time. For dear child, as you learn the lessons of folly, the secrets of this world shall dawn in thy soul.
I totally love that show. Isn't Brady Armstrong so dreamy? Total hottie.
Looks like you're learning some interesting stuff.
Bet you wouldn't say that if you were the one who had to learn it.
The Brigitte, if biography interests, learn sing discuss the Ballad of Brigitte. French. Full past verb conjugations. History, second down. Policy. Gravity and the weight of objects, winter star constellations. Here, geometry, algebra. How old? She's like 12? Read, discuss A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Write to analysis of characters from the book. Draw Brigitte favorite star constellation. Draw and color most favorite character from the book. Yeesh.
Hi, Nancy.
Jane, did there used to be a
Telescope.
telescope in my room?
Mm-hmm. I took it outside to look at the stars. But if you want it back, you'll have to play a game with me.
I knew you were going to say that.
Of course.
Okay, what's the game?
Let's see how quick your reflexes are. I'll time you. If you get the puzzle done in time, I'll return the telescope.
Oh
If
no,
not
not a
you'll
puzzle.
Have to try again.
Um.
On your mark, get set, go!
Oh.
5 minutes.
Can rotate them, so that's fantastic. I'm trying to go for the edges. Corner pieces. Missing. Oh, what's its right? It stays. Maybe one more corner piece, I would think. Alright, now...
4 minutes.
Jeez. Eh.
Three minutes.
Not creepy, not creepy at all.
Two minutes.
Please.
There.
You won.
Whew.
Good show. I'll put the telescope back in your room first chance I get.
Do you know what the password is for the computer in the library?
Yes, but I won't tell. Not unless you beat me at Skull and Bones. My friend Hulga bought this for me. It's like Go Fish, but you have to collect 3 of a kind of weird things like
Oh, okay.
zombies and ghosts. You
Going
go
down.
first.
Do you have any spiders?
Here you go.
Do you have any tombstones?
Nada. Do you have any coffins?
All yours.
Do you have any zombies?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any haunted houses?
Sorry.
Ah.
Tombstones?
All
No.
yours. You got a match. Good for you.
Your witches, please?
Afraid not. Do you have any ghosts?
Go dig. Your witches, please?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any skulls?
Sorry. Any haunted houses?
All yours.
Your witches, please?
You're going to have to go dig. Do you have any spiders?
Nada.
Ah.
Any haunted houses?
Go dig. Do you have any bats?
Nada.
Oh crap.
Any haunted houses?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any bones?
Here you go.
Do you have any spiders?
Sorry. Would you happen to have any ghosts?
All yours.
Do you have any coffins?
Go dig. A match? You're doing great. Do you have any bats?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any skulls?
Go dig. Any haunted houses?
Crap.
All yours. A match? You're doing great.
Do you have any coffins?
You're going to have to go dig. A match? You're doing
Yes, no.
great. Do you have any spiders?
Go dig.
That's a match.
Would you happen to have any ghosts?
Afraid not. A match? You're doing great. Do you have any bones?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any skulls?
You lose. I got more.
Crap.
Do you want to play a game?
Okay.
You go first.
Do you have any tombstones?
Sorry. Any bats?
All yours. A match? You're doing great.
Do you have any skulls?
Sorry. Do you have any zombies?
Here you go.
Do you have any ghosts?
Nada. Do you have any skulls?
Afraid not. Do you have any coffins?
Here you go.
Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
Do you have any bones?
Dig. Do you have any skulls?
You're going to have to go dig. Do you have any haunted houses?
Nada. Do you have any skulls?
Afraid not. Do you have any tombstones?
Here you go.
Do you have any ghosts?
Dig. Do you have any zombies?
Crap.
All yours. A
And-
match? You're doing great.
Do you have any spiders?
Go dig. Do you have any coffins?
Sorry. Do you have any spiders?
Afraid not. Do you have any ghosts?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any witches?
Nada. Do you have any skulls?
All yours.
Do you have any spiders?
Sorry. Do you have any bones?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any tombstones?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any haunted houses?
Sorry.
That's a match.
Do you have any skulls?
Go dig. Do you have any coffins?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any haunted houses?
Sorry. Do you have any skulls?
Crap.
All yours. You got a match. Good for you.
Do you have any spiders?
Sorry. Do you have any haunted houses?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any spiders?
Here you go.
Do you have any spiders? I win.
Woohoo.
You
Tell me.
won. Good job. Okay, the password for my grandfather's computer is on his coat of arms, plain as day.
Ah, okay.
Do you want to play a game?
That
Crap.
would be lovely. Which game would you like to play? I have a fun astronomy game. Look inside the chest over there and pick a game. My great aunt said it's a hope chest, so I put my games in there in the hope someone would come over to play. We can play Bull, Constellation Match, Petroglyph Punch, Skull and Bones, and I also have a jigsaw puzzle.
You sure have a lot of games.
I love games. I want to make computer games when I grow up. Hi, Nancy.
Have you ever seen anything strange outside?
Once I saw my Uncle Roger's toupee fly off during a windstorm. Talk about freaky.
I mean, have you seen a strange animal outside?
No, but I have heard weird noises like this. Howling. But not like a dog howling, more like something human. I don't want to think about that. It's scary enough having to live in this gloomy place.
Do you think there's a treasure hidden around here?
I highly doubt it. I mean, if there were, wouldn't someone have already found it? When I asked Ethel about it, she said that it's the Penvillian name and heritage that should be treasured. Blech.
The lady in black you saw in Linda's room, did she look like anyone you know?
Like I said before, I couldn't really see her face, but she was kind of dressed like the lady in the Great Hall.
Which lady?
Eleanor. I know it sounds weird, that's why I didn't want to tell anyone. It's too creepy. Sometimes I wonder if I just dreamed it all up. Mrs. Drake is always saying I have a rampant imagination.
I should get going.
Ta-ta!
Okay, so we did a lot there.
I haven't done that yet.
Technically I did. Well, no, technically I haven't.
Can't check that off yet. I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that. That's done.
Thinking. There's her dad, so there's her granddad. Pergamentum exit.
Welcome, my adventurous friend. Don't tell my sister, but there are ghosts in Blackmoor Manor. 13 of them to be exact. The problem is they're very shy, so they only come out when it's very late at night, usually just after midnight, and even then they only show up in quiet places, like the Great Hall, and the hallways and the conservatory. What's worse, they'll only come out for a very short period of time. But if you can find and touch all 13 ghosts in the time you're allotted, come back here and I'll give you a prize, one which I guarantee you'll enjoy. So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt? Oh dear, my watch tells me that the ghosts are not likely to show up right now. Come back between midnight and 4 a.m. Farewell till then.
Alrighty then. What else we got? Roman numerals. Below are the letters along with the numbers that they represented, which the ancient Romans used in the numbering system which they invented some 3,000 years ago. 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, 500, 1000. System 2 is expressed as II, 7 is VII, 37 is XXX VII, 173 is CLXXIII. However, anytime a letter representing a smaller number is placed in front of, to the left of, a letter representing a larger number, the smaller number is subtracted from the larger number. For instance, instead of writing 9 as VIII, the Romans would write IX. 10 minus 1, which equals 9. Thus, 19 is XIX, 109 is CIX, 49 is MCM, XLIX, etc. Okay. Notes. Oh. The columns in the Great Hall are most curious, each one representing a Greek deity and each one missing some minute detail. Although the columns appear to have been built around the same time, careful examination shows that they have been constructed over a period of several hundred years. The riddles I found in Corbin's secret room in France makes reference to the Mercury column and how his key is held in hand, most likely the statue in the library, and that only by persuading Mercury to face north and lift his eyes to the sky will the wand key be released. I'm sure the mechanism to move this is in the hidden passages Corbin refers to, and how to access these secret passages. Corbin. Penvillian overview. Notable figures and phenomena. Figure, soldier, witch, craft, werewolf, beast, shooting stars. Mid 1300s, Randolph Odo Milo. Oh, 1300s? Randolph the Red led army against French at Poitiers in 1356. Credited victory to a stone he possessed, but refused to talk about. King Edward III gave him land on which Blackmoor Manor sits in the area known as Penvillin. Randolph was disappointed in son Odo, good farmer, bad soldier, according to family cleric. Odo was a farmer? Grandson Milo became soldier, awarded more land by Henry V. Rumor of the Penvillin magic stone persisted. Mid-1400s, Albert, son of Hugo, studied alchemy. Used a dragon to symbolize the Athenor forge that he apparently built. But he didn't say where he built it, and I cannot find it. Need more info? Search county archives for comments from peers, fellow students, and neighbors. Forge. Okay. Mid-1500s, Charles Penvillin, a prominent and well-respected judge. Mid-1600s, James Penvillin never marries, yet a baby, Eleanor, suddenly appears in his household, sparking rumors that she is a fairy baby, another reason she was later accused of being a witch. Scrutinize everything James so much as touched and find out where she came from. Late 1600s, Eleanor's son, Edward, is raised by the sister of Le Comte de Roquefort in France. Doubtful that he or his son, Corbin, ever set foot in Blackmoor. Check all documents in library written in French. Mid-1700s, Penvillin's once again known and respected for being rich and powerful. In 1775, Philippe's daughter, Penelope, commissioned artisan Jacques de Vaucanson to create a card-playing automaton named Betty, which still exists in Blackmoor. I've enjoyed several games of Cards Against Betty. It reminds me of the game I played in the States called Go Fish. 1700s, Brigitte Penvillin, Penelope's granddaughter. Brigitte. Penelope's granddaughter. Studied astronomy and astrology, reputedly self-taught since male teachers were apparently intimidated by her intelligence. Locate the notebook she refers to in the letter to her sister. Mid-1800s, Edward Penvillin traveled extensively in India and the Middle East. A journal indicates he spent little time at Blackmoor with his wife and children. Images on Edward's coat of arms are most curious. Each one seems to be showing some sort of direction. The jouster running to the right, the guard with the spear pointing up, the crowned figure motioning to the right, etc. Okay. 1900s. John won many plant hybridizing awards. Brought Lulu back from the Amazon. His son Malachi raised cars. Malachi. Cars. Alan used Lulu to write his dissertation on linguistics and animal communication. Dig up dirt on Hugh. And Nigel. Nigel, I'm very intrigued by what you've learned so far, Blackmoor. Good work. I can definitely see this as a bestseller if you deliver the goods. Or should I say goodies? Ludmilla. Oh, Oops.
Wow, I did great! Too bad Nigel's not here to see my score.
Boom. Okay. Which is her. Looks like Harry Potter. Okay, so he said by Felix burned. How do you convince him to drop that wand thing? Let's see here.
Check. That's done.
Okay. Not quite there yet. Let's go up and see if we can talk to Linda.
She's probably sleeping.
Here. Wait, what? No.
Cool. There are symbols in that mural that I couldn't see before.
Oh. So, okay. One is the drama tragedy. Is the parrot. 3 is the lute. Where's the lutes? 5 is the comedy. Okay, so what bearing does that have? Room. Oh, I'm supposed to actually... Shut up, Lulu! Alarm for... Go find those ghosts.
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid bird. Felicity, the door! The door!
Oh, that's good. Quiet, please. Oh, wait. I gotta go to the computer. What am I doing? Computer and start it. Okay.
So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt? Remember, you mustn't waste any time. Our little chums won't stay visible for long. So, on your mark, get set, go!
Wait. Did I just mess up? Oh, is that a timer? Oh, crap. Get out!
Got one.
Oh, wow. You are timed. Yep. I am. Oh. Wait. The conservatory. Oh, wow.
3 down, 10 to go.
Couple of them. Turn.
I'd better stay inside. If I track mud in the house, Mrs. Drake will kill me.
I'm not trying to go outside. Are you crazy? Okay, conservatory? No, I don't want to touch that. I can look at this stuff later. Ghost, ghost, ghost. There one in this room? Oh.
10 down, 3 to go.
God, I still need 3? Two?
She's probably
Oh God, I'm trying not to knock. Ah! Library. Oh boy. Oh. Do one more, I think. Here, one more time, maybe.
There, ghost number 13.
Woo! I ran out of time.
Congratulations, you're
Yay!
one of the few people who have seen the 13 ghosts of Blackmoor Manor. As a reward, I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
We're facing the green dragon. Look to the left and pull below the vase. You what? Green dragon, look to the left and pull below the vase.
But a word to the wise, if you're wearing a hat, hang on to it. Have fun.
Oh boy. Green dragon. Drake is not down there in the conservatory, so I'm down there. With a tree, you would say probably conservatory. dragon. Ah!
Ow! Maybe I should try feeding it something.
Um. Anything about a green dragon plant that growls at you? Yeah. One of those carnivorous plants. H. Order some food. Calm down, Lulu. They deliver this late.
Sorry, chum. The Boar's Head pub is closed.
Yeah.
Bring us back after 8 come day's dawning.
Hey. Ah. What?
What is that? Maybe I'd better have a look around.
Head towards the mysterious voices, Nancy. No, I had to look around. I'm not. Oh, never mind. Hey, bird.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
What's that supposed to mean?
Everyone's sleeping. Go to your room and set your clock.
What time do most people get up around here?
6 a.m. 6 a.m. Set your clock for 6 a.m. Ah, sweet dreams. Felicity, the door! The door!
Oops. So 6, huh? There we go. Check old to-do list. Green dragon, face it, look to the left.
I'm finished.
Tell me
What's
about
that?
Hello again.
He was Randolph's grandson and the first initiate. Odo did not have the proper qualities for Randolph's instruction.
Because he was stupid.
No, Jane. It's because Randolph believed that the proper qualities skip every generation. We talked about that, remember?
I guess.
Milo was a great soldier, just like his grandfather. And with his grandfather's help, he was victorious at Caen.
That was a battle fought in 1417, during the 100 Years' War.
That's right.
But I don't understand something. The 100 Years' War lasted longer than 100 years, right? So why do they call it that? Why don't they call it the 116-year war, huh?
Oh my, look at the time. We need to go over your geometry. Please open your book to page 46 and read silently.
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry to bother you again, but Jane told me about the lady in black.
What lady in black? Jane never said anything to me about a lady in black. That kid is so weird. I just don't get her.
Did you receive a note or something that's upset you?
I did receive something. But it's none of your concern. You can't help me, and that's that. I'm sorry.
Linda, you have to give me a chance. Everyone is so worried about you. If you just tell me what's happened, maybe I could help. Linda? I made a promise to your mother, and I plan to keep it. I'm here for you when you need me.
That.
I'm finished with that.
Felicity! The door! The door! And the
I need
winner
the
is
key.
you.
Have a key. Have that.
I need the key.
I'm just trying to get a closer look. What? Benevolent.
Guess she's not in her room.
Snoop.
Guess she's not in her room.
Can't Snoop. Go back to 8 o'clock so she can have her food. Call Hugh first, actually.
Hugh Penvillin here.
Hello, Mr. Penvillin. This is Nancy Drew. I'm the one who's visiting Linda. You know, from the United States, across the pond.
Yes, of course. Are you at Blackmoor?
Yes, I am, and I've talked to Linda.
Good for you, because frankly, that's something I've been quite unable to do lately. These temper tantrums of hers make rational discourse well nigh impossible.
How long have these tantrums been going on?
Ever since I left for Italy. We'll be talking on the phone about the weather or Jane's lessons or something equally innocuous, and suddenly she'll be bellowing at me and slamming the phone down.
There must be something that sets her off.
Everything sets her off. I promise you, these rages of hers are totally uncalled for and quite unbearable. I love her dearly, but she's making things very difficult.
I understand that Mrs. Drake is your aunt?
Yes, Aunt Letitia. We're not very close, however. She's always been rather aloof, much more interested in being a Penvillin than a person, if you know what I mean.
Does Linda get along with her?
As far as I know, yes, although I have caught my aunt eyeing Linda strangely at times. And of course there's the 6-month habitation clause.
The what?
According to the Penvillin rules of inheritance, the spouse of Blackmoor Manor's current owner, that would be Linda since I'm the current owner, the spouse of the current owner must reside in the manor for at least 6 months. Should she or he leave the manor before 6 months is up, ownership of 1/2 of the estate immediately passes to the next legal heir.
And that would be Mrs. Drake.
Correct.
I met your daughter Jane.
Quite the bundle of energy, isn't she?
I get the feeling that she's a little lonely.
I'm sure she is, what with a private tutor instead of school and Linda being under the weather. And coming back to Blackmoor no doubt reminds her of her real mother. Renee and I were divorced almost 2 years ago. Jane went into a bit of a tailspin for a while, but she's come to adore Linda. She's been calling her Mummy since the day we were married.
Have you spent much time on your father's computer? The one that's in the library?
I dare say I've never touched it. Mathematics, computer science, linguistics, all the things that fascinated my scholarly father bored me to tears. He gave up on me quite early on. With Jane, however, it was a different story.
What do you mean?
From the day she was born, my father doted on her far more than he ever
Skips
doted
the
on
generation,
me.
that's
Read
why.
to her, bought her books, games. Truth be told, I was a bit jealous. He passed away when she was still a toddler, so it's unlikely she remembers all the attention he showered on her. But I do, and I still find it so out of character as to be mystifying.
It was nice talking to you.
This is an extremely busy time for me, so I apologize in advance if you call and I'm unavailable.
I understand.
Good. Cheerio. Boar's Head Pub, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'm supposed to call you if I want some food.
Right. Nancy Drew, out at the old Blackmoor Manor, are you? Coo, you must be Hank Marvin up there. Pity
What?
about your kitchen, but we'll fix you up for some Bexin posh.
Huh?
Just tell me what you'd like.
Okay. What do you have?
We've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash.
Okay, I know bangers and mash.
And a delicious dog's eye, me fork and knife, just rubber-ducked. Hello?
Could you repeat that?
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, pinky and perky and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
Bangers and mash.
Rightio, Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder.
Okay.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Oh, and we've got no hot potato about, so it may take a bit, but we'll have it up to you in no time. Fish and taters.
Alright, ordered some food.
Répétez. Je suis, tu es, il est.
Je suis tu.
Hello.
You're gonna need a bigger bowl.
The Jaws quote.
Top of the morning to you, matey.
Bye, Bird.
Don't leave me, I love you!
Yes?
I spoke with Mr. Tucker at the Boar's Head Pub, but frankly, I'm not at all sure what he said.
Yes, his language is quite colourful, isn't it? He's Cockney, you see. My brother Alan and I loved to make up Cockney rhymes when we were young. We'd drive our governess quite batty. Haven't got a pot of glue, haven't got a pot of glue. Ha! How we teased her.
Pot of glue?
A clue, dear. Haven't got a clue. Rhymes with glue, you see.
The picture book in Jane's room. Do you know much about its history?
My brother Alan found it somewhere in the house. He was quite fascinated by it, but he'd never let me look at it.
What was your brother Alan like?
He was quite remarkable. He taught linguistics and computer science and won many prestigious awards. He loved games, especially pranks, and was forever tinkering with this and that. I do miss him sometimes, but now he's gone. He died a month after my husband passed away, and ever since I've been here all alone. Until Hugh came back from the United States, that is.
Goodbye.
The pleasure is all mine, child.
He's turned the wrong way.
Hello, Nancy.
Have you seen any runes anywhere in the manor?
You mean like Norse runes? No, I haven't. I don't really know much about them anyway. Dead languages aren't really my bag, you know.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Goodbye.
Alright, what have we got here? Cockney rhyming slang. Some people living in the East End of London use peculiar words and phrases when they talk. Although they're speaking English, it's quite likely that outsiders will think they're hearing a foreign language. In fact, that's probably why Cockney rhyming slang evolved, so that one group of people, like street vendors or petty criminals, could communicate in front of another group of people, customers or police, without the latter knowing what was being said. In rhyming slang, the last word of a phrase or a two-word name rhymes with the word that the slang replaces. For instance, Mickey Mouse is slang for house. Often, but not always, only the first word of the slang phrase is used instead of the original word. That Mickey alone used alone also means house. Moreover, there are maybe more than one. Ooh. Well, there may be more than one slang word or phrase for the same word. Bugle and Irish rose both mean nose. More examples. Baked beans or Dixie Queens, jeans. Nanny goat, boat. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder, bread and butter. Teapot lids, kids, hickory dickory dock, clock. Oh, this person. About the werewolf stuff.
This is Paliki.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Could I ask you some questions about lycanthropy?
I'm sorry, I'm about to leave for a seminar and I'm very busy. Besides, I've written 2 books and 12 articles on the subject. If you have questions, perhaps you should try reading one of them.
I did. That's how I got your number.
Well, if you didn't understand something, I'm afraid I really don't have time to explain it to you.
I understood everything. It's just that I know someone who seems to be exhibiting some of the symptoms of lycanthropic
Lycanthropic metamorphosis? Well, that's different. Talk to me.
What do you consider to be the definitive signs that someone is turning into some kind of animal?
Symptoms are relatively subtle. Dry mouth, fatigue, impaired vision, and reduced blood flow to the skin. Is this person pale?
Yes, but the really disturbing thing is she won't let anyone see her. She just lies in bed all day behind this curtain.
And at night, what does she do at night?
I can't be sure, but I do know that I saw something outside the night I arrived. Some kind of animal. And when I asked to see my friend, I was told she was unavailable.
This sounds very promising.
You don't really believe she's turning into some kind of creature, do you?
Young lady, I believe the human mind is capable of far more than we can ever imagine. Pale skin, dry mouth, fatigue. The human mind is perfectly capable of causing the body to exhibit such symptoms, if it is so motivated.
Are temper tantrums symptomatic of lycanthropy?
There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to lycanthropy, or almost anything else for that matter. But if someone believes that what they're changing into is irrational, or has a bad temper, then they will exhibit irrational, ill-tempered behavior, especially if this is contrary to their former nature.
What would motivate someone to turn into an animal?
Most lycanthropes are under a great deal of stress, due perhaps to the death of a loved one, marriage, divorce, a relocation, that sort of thing. They're emotionally vulnerable, which means they're particularly open to the power of suggestion.
Someone suggests they become a lycanthrope?
Not in so many words, of course. Somehow they get it in their head that they're destined to take another form. They see something, they read something, someone says something
like
to
a
them.
note.
Somehow they come to believe they're supposed to undergo a physical metamorphosis, and so, in their weakened psychological state, they do.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
Interesting.
Hello?
Hi, Ned.
Hey, Nancy.
Just wanted to let you know I got here safely.
So how's Blackmoor Manor?
A little on the spooky side.
How's Mrs. Petrov's daughter?
A little on the spooky side.
Which means?
It's just very strange. She stays in bed hiding behind this curtain all day.
Do you have any idea what the deal is?
Nope.
Well, just keep talking to her. As soon as she knows she can trust you, I'm sure she'll open up.
Linda's stepdaughter, Jane, she has this really weird picture book in her room.
What do you mean, a picture book?
I mean, pictures are all that's in this book. No words, just these strange hand-drawn images. And the book is old, like it's been around for centuries.
Drawings, huh? Maybe it's some kind of an ancient instruction manual. You know, for people who didn't know how to read.
Could be. When I asked her about it, Jane said her grandfather gave it to her. And then
what?
And then she changed the subject.
Sounds like that book may prove to be pretty important.
Apparently, each of Jane's ancestors had different coats of arms.
Really? That's odd. You'd think there would be just one coat of arms for the whole family.
Believe me, the Penvillin family is nothing if not odd. Each coat of arms includes very distinct images and symbols.
Wonder why they're so different.
It's a long story, but I'm beginning to think that each Penvillin left behind a puzzle, and that his or her coat of arms contains clues to solving that puzzle.
Makes sense. I mean, in an oddball Penvillian sort of way.
I'll talk to you soon.
You'd better. Bye, Nance.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Petroff. It's Nancy Drew.
What's happened? How's Linda?
She's fine. I mean, she's no worse, at least as far as I can tell.
That's good news, I suppose. What can I do for you?
When you were here visiting Linda, did you ever see or hear anything odd?
Yes, Mrs. Drake. Why do you ask?
Blackmoor Manor looks like the kind of place that most people would assume is haunted, don't you think?
Frankly, I was too worried about Linda to take notice of much of anything there. Except that most of the rooms I saw looked like they'd been decorated by a medieval monkey.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petroff.
Take care.
Okay, so now what? Find a green dragon, face it, look to the left. Okay. I haven't found a green dragon yet. Go back to Jane's room.
I haven't done that yet.
Alright. Oh. What time is it? 8:42.
Écoutez, répétez. Je suis tué.
That must be the food I ordered.
Ooh.
Bangers and mash, huh? Looks like sausages to me. This smells delicious. Mmm. That was really good. I need the key. I need the key.
Everything has a freaking key. Right. Try to snoop corner her. Ah, wait.
That's my family tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
Who was Anor?
He was Odo's brother.
Tell me about Simon.
He lived from 1358 to 1412. No, 1411. We don't know very much about him.
Lord. Okay, so Randolph. Time to 14. Odo. Or Milo.
What did Guido do?
He made pizza. No, I'm joking, of course. I don't know anything about him except that he died in 1433 because he outlived all of his siblings.
What do you know about Cecilia?
She married the Lord of Limerick and did a lot of needlework. She had a ton of kids too, like 20. Can you imagine?
Who was Agatha?
She was a nun. I think she lived in Ireland.
Who was Marjorie?
She died when she was a little girl. It was really sad.
What about Jacobus?
He died when he was like 9.
Who was Josephus?
Yeah, they used a lot of Latin names back then and weird spellings. He became like a priest or parson or something.
Who was Anisha?
A nun.
Who was Robertus?
He was a knight but died in some kind of jousting tournament. He was twins with Josephus.
Who was Jeanette?
It's Genet. I think he wrote plays, maybe. I don't know, I forget.
Tell me about Lucia.
Isn't that a pretty name? If I have a daughter, I'll name her that.
Who was Adam?
Like he married Eve. Duh, no kidding. I actually don't know anything about him. I think he was the son of Hugo, though, but I forget.
Who was Joan? Is that misspelled?
No, that's how they spelled it then. She got married to this duke somewhere in Flanders.
Tell me about Albert.
He was very mysterious, and the people of Blackmoor were afraid of him because he knew all these scientific things. No one knows much about him, though.
Tell me about Randolph.
Randolph the Red, so named for his bright red hair, was considered a hero at the Battle of Poitiers. For his heroism, King Edward III awarded him with the lands in the region called Penvillin. That's how we got our name.
Odo, that's an odd name.
Yeah, he isn't very exciting really, like farming and cows. His son Milo is much more interesting.
What about Milo?
Milo inherited not only his grandfather's red hair, but his military prowess. Milo was instrumental in the siege of Caen and was awarded even more lands by Henry V.
And Hugo?
He had a lot of kids, and his dates were 1401 to 1466.
Who was Nicolina?
She died when she was a baby. I have many ancestors who died young, but Ethel said that Penvillins in general live a long time.
She died when she was a baby? Dates are wrong.
Tell me about Walter.
He was born in 1448 or 9. I'm kind of bored doing this right now.
Tell me about Edmund.
He was into cows. He did a lot of breeding of cows and sheep and got some kind of award from the king.
Who was Charles?
Oh, Charles was a famous judge and wrote very important books on law. But his boy, Garrett, drowned while he was really young.
Who was Gillian?
She married the Duke of Ballingsford, but she stayed at Blackmoor to raise her son Thomas, who inherited the estate when his grandfather Charles died.
Tell me about Thomas.
He was Charles's grandson and wrote a lot of poetry. He also had 3 wives, Catherine, Anne, and Mary, but not like at the same time. They died and he just remarried.
Who's James?
He never married, but one day, when he was very old, a baby was found at the doorstep to the manor. He took her in and raised her as his own. That was Eleanor.
What can you tell me about Eleanor?
Just that she was burned as a witch, but it wasn't true, and her father, James, died when he saw her die, and then the family fled to France. I don't want to talk about this.
Who was Edward?
He lived in France with his father, Le Comte de Roquefort. He was very interested in languages and translated books from Greek and Latin.
Tell me about Walter.
He was born in 1448 or 9. I'm kind of bored doing this right now.
Who was Marge?
I forget. I think she was... I don't know.
Tell me about Garrett.
He drowned on his 19th birthday.
Who was Elizabeth?
Like the Queen of England? Oh, you mean Elizabeth, my ancestor. It's weird that she's the only ancestor named Elizabeth, since it's such a popular name.
What did Francis do?
He got into a big fight with his brother James and lived in France.
Tell me about Geoffrey.
I'd rather not. I'm kind of bored. Wouldn't you rather play a game?
Can you tell me about George, the one born in 1566?
He lived and died. End of story.
Tell me about Francois.
He was a dwarf and became a trusted confidant to Louis XIV. Little people often held positions of great esteem at that time.
Who was Virginie?
She was married to the Duke of Barrowbold and died in the Great Fire of London.
Tell me about Corbin.
I don't know. He doesn't have a coat of arms in the Great Hall because he didn't live here. Wasn't even a British subject, that's all I know.
And Philippe?
He made a fortune in the New World and bought back most of the lands that were confiscated by Cromwell.
And Philippe?
He made a fortune in the New World and bought back most of the lands that were confiscated by Cromwell.
Who's Penelope?
I don't know much about her except that she was very loved by practically everyone in England, and there were 1 million poems written about her. If I have a boyfriend, I'd never let him write a poem about me. Blech.
Tell me about Martha.
She was completely daft. She'd wear really bizarre outfits, and she was one of the first women to ride on a steam train.
Tell me about Brigitte, the one born in 1759.
She never married and was bonkers for astronomy. She adopted her sister's son, Richard, who later got killed at Waterloo.
Tell me about Richard.
He died in Waterloo fighting against Napoleon.
Tell me about Edward, the one from the 19th century.
He was a big explorer and went all over the world. He wasn't very close with his son, who was also an explorer. They'd only see each other by chance in weird remote places like Samarkand and Walla Walla.
Who was William?
He was an explorer, just like his father. He was kind of a whiner, so I heard.
Who was John, the one who was born in 1873?
He was this huge naturalist and did a lot of exploration in the Amazon. I think there's a plant named after him. Or maybe a monkey, I forget.
Who was Malachi?
He was a doctor of medicine and did a lot of research on icky skin diseases. Happily, I'm blessed with perfect skin.
Who was Alan?
He was my grandfather, but I didn't know him because he died when I was little. I guess he was nice.
Whew, that's quite a lot.
Hi, Nancy.
Have you ever heard anything strange at night that sounds like chanting?
No.
I should get going.
Au revoir.
Did I get updated?
Can't check that off. Want to play whatever game this is?
Okay. I actually found it in your room. Actually, it's Bridget's room. I mean, it used to be her room. I mean, she died like 300 years ago. You can see a painting of her in the Great Hall. She's the one with the telescope. Okay, so you have to match up a pair of constellations. I made all the matches in 40 tries. Try to beat my record.
Okay.
You beat my score! Felicitations!
I should get going.
Au revoir.
So that's puzzle, card game. Bones. What else should we be looking at?
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, all right?
That's a little too Snoopy. When did it die?
I used that to make cakes for Lulu the parrot. That's why the ingredients are so nasty. Like, I would eat mealworms. Aren't you glad we don't have to use that thing to cook our food?
I saw the kitchen. What happened to it?
I guess you could say I happened to it, but it was Ethel's fault. She inspired me to study the oxidation rates of different kinds of cookie doughs. Only my snickerdoodle experiment got away from me.
Do you mind if I make something?
Go
No,
right ahead.
I don't want to make anything. I'm good. I'm good. That. I looked at everything.
Can't check that off till it's done.
Damn it. Ugh. Please. Please. Got a dead tree in her. It's some point where I have to come in when not in.
Oh, you startled me. You must be Nancy. I'm Jane's tutor, Ethel. Hello, Ethel. Jane is very excited you're visiting. You're all she's talked about for the past week.
I saw Jane's lesson schedule. That's quite an unusual list of subjects.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, but I'm in a bit of a rush. I need to go over some things with Jane.
Oh, I guess I'll be going then.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Nancy. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure.
The time has come for closing books.
Alright, let's look at my... If I face the green dragon, then left and pull below the vase with 3, according to Alan Pitt's computer, surprising will happen. Lens. Series of some wall that are visible. Wait. I think I know. Betty.
It stopped working.
Great. Great.
Hello, Nancy.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Farewell.
Break.
Yes?
I'd like to play the card machine in the Great Hall, but it's broken.
It's not broken. I removed its crank, as it was proving to be too much of a distraction for Jane. I suppose I could see where it's gone to. But in the meantime, be a dear and do something for me, would you?
Sure.
Do you see that hodgepodge of plants over there? They're my prize seedlings. I had them perfectly arranged in that box, so I could easily move them about to catch the light. Unfortunately, Jane took all of them out when I wasn't looking. And now for the life of me, I cannot get them back in the box, so that they all fit. Why don't you give it a try while I see about that crank? If we both succeed, we shall both be happy, if you catch my meaning. Remember, they must all fit in that box!
Hey. He left. Hold on. Go back to my room and grab that piece of sausage. Get it to that carnivorous plant. Huh? What else am I supposed to feed the damn thing with? Ugh. See if I can get him.
Boar's Head, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'd like to order some food.
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop bangers and mash, Pinky and Perky in a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
Can I have the dog's eye?
That'll make me Gooseberry right proud. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder?
You bet.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Baked potato!
Baked potato! I guess I'm going back down. Fix that thing and whatnot. Rotate by right. Goody. Yeah. Oh boy. Uh All right. The fit. Ooh. Yes, hey, it's gotta fit perfectly. Hmm. Hey, aren't you supposed to be doing a case? Or is it over? Done. I want. Add another W to the win column, huh? Aww. I feel like I was close. It's a good thing you aren't up here, George. You would be able to hear what sounds like a fucking circus going on upstairs. There's in the living room. That she'd been down in the room in my office. Came upstairs? Oh. You probably hear some of it then. Been going on ever since they clear the room. Where to be? This is why the game's 8 hours. Because I figure out this stupid plant box. Am I handling dinner? No, you are not. I am handling dinner and dessert. And here we go. Please tell me I have it.
There.
Oh. Ah. Wow. Stop biting me.
Hey.
I got nothing to give this stamp. Yes. Go see if food has arrived. Healthy diet for parrots. Parrots in the wild eat a wide variety of food simply because a food source that's available one day may no longer be available the next. If and when the opportunity arises, wild parrots will eat fruits, seeds, leaves, nuts, and sometimes even the meat of a carcass. It only stands to reason that parrots in captivity will thrive on a diet that offers a variety of fresh foods too. A healthy diet includes deep-colored vegetables, about 30% of diets, such as carrots, greens, peppers, and broccoli. Yeah, honey? Broccoli. Broccoli. Quality proteins, about 20%, such as non-fat dairy products, partially produced mealworms, and beans. Additional fruits and vegetables, about 20%, such as corn, tomatoes, bananas, apples and blueberries. Whole grains, about 20%, like brown rice, wheat germ, and whole grain crackers. Nuts and seeds, about 10%, like peanuts, walnuts, and sunflower seeds. Oh, never feed your parrot avocado, tea, coffee, chocolate, uncooked potato, or any kind of lunch meat. Foods can be toxic to our feathered potato.
Do you mind if I make something?
Go right ahead.
Can I just like take the salami? Can I like take the salami and give it to the... That doesn't... Oh, all this stomping. Yeah, it's a headset. Oh, never mind, she's
Yes?
I managed to get all those seedlings back in the box.
back.
Wonderful. And I managed to find that crank. There you go.
Great, thank you. Goodbye.
Good day.
Good day. I said good day. Oh, let's... Okay, so the numbers... Not that. Oh. Of course. Gotta put the crank.
Those symbols look familiar.
Yep. 1, 2.
Maybe she'll give that to me if I win.
Oh, okay. I gotta try to win. Ow! Oh, she's taking all my stuff. Woohoo! Great, she's gonna get that one too. Oh. Thing. Urgh. Really? Aww. That's not fair. She's gonna beat me. Hey, I got one. He's already matched up 4 pairs. Ugh. Aww. Well, I have not won this game. Suck, Betty. Actually, gonna get the flutes. Yay! I got my ass kicked. Betty. Alright. Jeez. Aw, really? Ugh. Wait. Hey! There we go. Crap. Oh boy. Shit. Are you freaking serious? I'm gonna lose again? Wow. Ah, Betty. I'm gonna get you, Betty. I'm gonna get that damn arrow tip there. Damn it. God, here we go. She's gonna start kicking my ass now. Oh. Ooh. I'll take those, thank you. Dang it. Urgh. Oh. I'll take those too. Give them back, Betty. There we go. I got this one in the bag. Gimme.
I won! All right, Betty, pay up.
Very much. So... No, not him. The Cupid one. It's a tape. Good to know.
Check. That's done. That's done.
Not yet. That. Oh. Go back up to.
Hi, Nancy.
I should get going.
Come back soon.
Go. Hey, Lulu, calm down.
That must be the food I ordered. A meat pie. That dog's eye thing had me worried. Tommy's cooking is beginning to grow on me. That was really good.
That's that. So dog's eye is a meat pie.
Boar's Head, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'd like to order some food.
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop bangers and mash, Pinky and Perky and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
I'd like some Pinky and Perky, please.
Good choice. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder?
You bet.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Baked potato.
Baked potato. All right. Save. Alrighty, let's see here. There we go. So that's where I'm going to call it for now, but I will be back later on tonight to finish this game, I'm hoping. So we got a good solid couple, like, 2 hours into it, 2.5 hours. So hopefully I should get it finished up tonight. So I'll be back again at 8:30, around about, to finish Curse of Blackmoor Manor. Is there... I imagine there's something going on in the Twitch. So. Who we got? Let's see. Let me see. Let's go over to Burger Warrior. He's playing Hunt Showdown. So we'll go see him. He's a great streamer, very funny, very nice. So definitely go see him. Give him a follow, show him some love. So yeah, we're gonna host him up, and then like I said, I'll be back tonight for the second part and hopefully the finish of Curse of Blackmoor Manor. So I will see you guys later on this evening. Good night, or not good night, but see you later.